When is it okay to think about yourself? Is it ever? Is that ever okay? This question came up yesterday as I was on a webinar. Dr. Paul Jenkins, he's a psychologist. If you don't follow him, you should. He is amazing. He's having this wellness challenge this week and is just doing this free webinar. I hope he does it again because it's been incredible. But he had me on as his guest speaker, and he was going over his influence quadrant. I'm going to put a link in the description because it's pretty incredible. It really is just talks about how we have the best influence and what space we're in when we are making a difference. And it can't ever be about self. It really can't. When you're looking at this influence quadrant, you see that there is no space for self. You have to be about the other person. You have to be thinking about them, and your feelings have to be about how they're feeling. It's completely outward. And so the question arose, where does self fit into this model? Well, it's one of his 7 relationships, but from my perspective, my second principle for starters is identity is the bedrock of your impact. So there has to be some focus on self at some point in the equation. How do we justify that when we're trying to make an impact? Where does it all fit in? And I was thinking about this as I was making dinner last night, and it all came together because I was slicing onions, chopping onions for dinner, and I was very much focused on the onions. I could feel it. I was thinking about it because my eyes were watering. But the bigger picture was always very present in my mind, and that was dinner has to be ready in 30 minutes. These onions were just the contribution to having a good dinner. So that's kind of like self. We have to understand who we are, our purpose, in order to make an impact. We have to know how we're going to make that impact and what we even have to offer. That, of course, brings me to what role are you occupying? Are you being a coach, a teammate, or a fan? Because I know you're not being a critic. You have to understand that. You have to have a little bit of immediate focus on self in order to make that impact you were meant to make. But recognize yourself as a vessel, always, just a means to a greater end. The end is the difference that you're going to make. That's the influence. That's that green quadrant. So please don't feel guilty or ashamed for taking some time to sharpen the saw, to cleanse the vessel, because that is how you make a difference in this world. But recognize it. Recognize that time spent and that focus on those onions as the means to a greater end. Make sure that it's a fraction of the time that you spend in the world. That small fraction will make a difference, but the majority of your focus needs to be on that bigger picture.